Last but important question, I guess. How can we recognize that person is getting uncomfortable or anxious, and what can be done to help them, and how to offer right support?
Yes, that is a very valid question. Because a lot of times we are not able to recognize or help our friends or our colleagues who are in distress, and it also makes us stressed or makes us anxious. So, yeah. So, basically, stress is what? Stress is when the demands of the situation exceed our resources or our abilities to cope with those demands. So when someone is facing stress, there are certain signs or symptoms that you can recognize, and so that which will help you to understand that someone is in distress. So what are these signs? First of all, if someone is constantly getting irritated and snapping at everybody, snapping at other friends or snapping at other colleagues, and is constantly emotionally volatile, they cry on little things, and they are behaving more strange than usual, or they are constantly lost in their own thoughts, they are not able to concentrate on work. So there are these little signs that you will observe when someone is actually in distress, and you do not know how much that stress can affect someone, right? It might actually be affecting them at a mental level and physical level. It might be affecting their family life, their personal life, even though they might look okay at work, right? So we can never fathom the side effects that anxiety or stress can lead to. That is why it is very important to be aware and constantly vigilant about these signs. Look out for these signs actively. And then, now the second part is how you can help. Once you've recognized that someone is in distress, how you can help them. So basically, it is very important to offer support to someone. Yes, offering support is very important because research has proven that a little amount of social support, even just a little amount, can help people to come out of serious mental health issues like depression, anxiety attacks, post-traumatic stress disorder, and whatnot, right? So it is very important to offer support. Now, how will you offer support to someone? First of all, you need to establish a connection and try to establish a rapport with that person in order to initiate the talking or initiate the conversation. So you first need to take that person to a place where there are not many people around, where you two can just simply sit in a quiet environment and talk about things. You need to first calm them down, and even little gestures like bringing coffee for that person, or cracking a joke that will make that person laugh. So these little gestures will help to build that trust, that interpersonal trust, and then just try to make that person feel like you actually care for that person, and that whatever you're gonna talk, that is going to stay between you two. So you need to ensure confidentiality, so that so that this interpersonal trust can be built between you and the other person. Once this trust is built, you try to get to the root of the problem. You try to talk about the problem. You try to confront them what the problem is, right? And when you gradually, the person starts opening and tells you, then you start asking questions about, okay, what has led to it, how you are feeling about it, do you want to talk about it? So these kind of questions will it'll look like you're actually trying to empathize with the person. And what does empathy mean? That you're actually putting yourself in the other person's shoes, and you're actually understanding that the person is going through something. That will help that person to open more and talk about their problems openly, right? You try to get to the root of the issue. You try to understand what the reasons are. If it is something related to excessive workload, that the person is not able to manage the deadlines, is very stressed because something is going on with their family, or just because it's the pandemic. It's a big reason enough for people to not be able to concentrate on work. So if there are these issues, then you can offer support in ways like, if you are able to, then you try to help them with their work. And if that's not possible, then you help that person create some effective schedules or some kind of to-do list that will help them to be more organized and divide their time effectively between all their personal matters, their family, whatever they're facing, and also work simultaneously and meet the deadlines as they're supposed to do it, right? So that will be very helpful for them. And if they're facing other issues like issues with their relationships, in their interpersonal relationships, then what you can do in that situation is to just try to listen. First of all, just listen to whatever this person wants to say. That will help them to achieve a catharsis, whatever they've built up, all the negative emotions that are built up inside them. So it'll act like a catharsis. And once you've listened, if you feel like this person, there is some kind of misunderstanding that has happened and this person has, just misconstrued things, then you can try to reframe the situation and help that person to look at things from a different perspective, right? So just try to reframe things and put a different perspective in front of the person. That will be really helpful. You can also, if you're close to this person or if you're aware of some of the past achievements that this person has, is something that they have achieved, you can always try to remind them of those and tell them, look how you actually dealt so well with that situation and you have that capability, you can actually deal with that situation. Try to motivate them, and if they do something that take small baby steps towards solving the problem, then you appreciate them or you try to reward them. These little gestures will go a long way in helping that person to actually overcome that situation or deal with it effectively. And if you notice that the person is extremely anxious, then there are little things that you can do to provide emotional first aid. First of all, you try to calm that person down, give them some water to drink, make them count up to a certain number, just tell them to count from 1 to 20, like that, or just try to talk to them about something that is, just something that is not related to the problem. Just if you have a common memory, just try to talk about that and try to make them relax. And if possible, you should also help them to practice some relaxation techniques in that moment, and or something like deep breathing or meditation. So it is good to be aware of these things. Try to watch videos on these things so that you can always help other people. You know what? If you actually have the power to make someone happy today, do it. The world needs more of it, right? So if you have it in you to help someone today, it will be very good if you actually can do that, because this world needs more of kindness and it needs more people who are willing to help others. So maybe go out of your way and help that person in distress. And if the person is actually anxious because of this pandemic situation, and what you can do is to tell this person not to consume excessive media, because sometimes what happens is that you constantly because of social media you are like, okay, let me check what's going on with that person. Has that person got that dream job, or has that person achieved something, or maybe just is this person going through something, someone died in their family. All these news, when we constantly consume all of this on social media, there is a tendency for us, there's this ripple effect that occurs, which affects us, and makes us stressed. So just tell this person to just go on a detox mode for a while and stay away from social media. Just focus on their priorities, their work, or something that makes them happy. So that can be done. Lastly, I would just like to say that the situation is such that checking up on people is very important. Even if you feel like someone is not stressed, you never know what's going on with them, right? So it's important to check up on your stressed friends, your happy friends, the friends who seem to be able to handle everything properly. It's always good to check on people in this situation. But yes, in this process, do look out for yourself. Do not get too involved, because sometimes, as I talked about it, there is this ripple effect and there is a tendency that if you get too involved, then you would actually start getting anxious, you would start getting stressed, it would start affecting you. So just look out for yourself in that process. And if it gets too much for you, do not hesitate in referring this person to a mental health professional, because they are a professional at the end of the day, and obviously they will be able to provide better help and better resources. And also make sure that when you're helping someone, you do not make them too dependent on yourself, right? So that is important, because ultimately the aim is to help this person to be independent and deal with their problems as they come, be able to deal with their problems and adapt to the situation, or be resilient enough, right? So just make sure that that does not happen, and you're good to go.